I mean, that storm came ashore and wiped out 3 whole towns, just wiped them off the map.
In 1915, Aunt Julia Brown cursed the land and the people in the Louisiana Bayou. And on the day of her funeral, a hurricane obliterated the logging towns and most of the people who lived there. Since then, over 40 named storms have ravaged southern Louisiana. But the locals say that the hurricane of 1915 was different, almost supernatural. Not only in the timing, but in its unmatched destruction. That hurricane gave Aunt Julia's curse the gravitas to survive 100 years. I'm meeting Professor Brian House at a hurricane simulation lab in Miami to see if science and legend align.
Of course, 1915, no satellites. They didn't have nearly the information. You had to rely on shipping. It was known that a storm was coming, but didn't appreciate how strong it could be. When it came into the Gulf, that's when they started to realize, too late, really.
I mean, that storm came ashore and wiped out 3 whole towns, just wiped them off the map. This is one of the things you study here is the loading, right?
We study the loading on structures,
right,
yes.
Right.
This is the biggest wind over water tank where we have a controlled wind field going over the water.
This indoor lab can recreate the forces of a Category 5 hurricane with huge waves and winds over 215 miles an hour. Since the hurricane of 1915 is the event that solidified the locals' belief in the curse, I want to know exactly what it was they experienced. So we're going to use a simulation to find out if it was just the eerie timing of the event, or was there something else that made that particular hurricane feel supernatural.
We're ready.
All right, talk us through this.
Okay.
All right, so this is the mock-up of Aunt Julia's house, or a typical kind of shack.
See a lot of all the waves are breaking.
Oh, yeah. Time to move. Oh, God.
Wow, you get into full wave into that front of that structure.
Yeah, you'd be freaking out.
Just for fun, or, not really fun, but for the hell of it, pretend you're in this house. It's 100 years ago, and you knew this woman, Aunt Julia, and she's furious about her swamp getting destroyed. And you knew about her song, and about the curse she said was coming. And now, on the day of her funeral, the most violent storm in living memory destroys nearly everything in its path. Would it turn you into a believer?